Piercing damage. One of 3 physical damage types in Dungeons & Dragons for precise strikes with pointed weapons and sharp objects and teeth meant to draw blood and deal damage. Weapons that deal piercing damage include the dagger, javelin, spear, light hand, and heavy crossbows. The sharp bow, longbow, lance, morningstar, pike, rapier, short sword, blowgun, and then ballistas and seized weapons also deal piercing. Piercing is known for range, finesse, and thrown properties, very dexterous based as it's precise rather than just blunt force like bludgeoning, which has no dexterity options. Also, natural weapons like bite attacks, like the Dampier's bite, or the lizard folks bite as well, are piercing. Piercing weaponry is very common among trap damage types, pit traps, as spikes being piercing, as well as poison darts from pressure plates and things like that. Just like for bludgeoning and slashing, many enemies, like certain elementals, ghosts, undead, fiends, fae, just a lot of creatures are immune to physical damage types. Swarms, the list goes on and on. Lycanthropes and some undead are resistant to non-silvered weapons, as well as I think some fiends that aren't, and you have like gargoyles and golems who are resistant to non-magical weapons that aren't adamantine. Though that adamantine is a nice flavor because golems and gargoyles are made of actual like object material, and adamantine is known to be especially effective against objects. Many enemies deal piercing, often with piercing weapons like the ones players actually use, or natural weapons like spikes and such. Like they often have charge effects combined with them, like the Minotaur, which is often piercing. Piercing is often retribution damage, where if you attack certain spiked enemies while in melee of them, you take damage just like the Battle Ranger armor. Spells that deal piercing damage include Cordon of Arrows, Ensnaring Strike, Faithful Hound, Hail of Thorns, Ice Knife, Insect Blade, Thorn Whip, Wall of Thorns, and spells that enhance physical damage like Hunter's Mark. Funnily enough, many of these spells are ranger and druid spells based around thorns, projectiles, and creatures that bite. The Piercer feat enhances piercing damage, allowing you to reroll 1 die piercing once per turn to deal extra damage when you crit with piercing damage. Again, there's a lot of preciseness, hitting the right spot so it deals more damage, or just general increase in damage, because I would say out of all the damage types, piercing is probably the most painful. Like, it's exact and small in its injury, but it's effective in its own one place. You also have the Beast Barb's bite and tail attacks as piercing. The Arcane Archer is restricted bows, so it's a solely piercing damage class. And then, of course, there are many abilities that enhance physical damage, piercing included. Piercing effects can often impale, it can inhibit movement, or pin them, perhaps. Again, with like traps and things like that, there are a lot of more strategic uses for piercing, especially with it being dexterous based. So, thank you for watching. This is Sean from Dogback Dungeon, signing off.